Doing great, man. This is Benjamin from Samy's Camera and Samy's CinemaWorks. We have an exciting morning today because there's a brand new product release from Panasonic. We have a vlogging-centric camera, the G100, and Michael's here to talk more about it with us today. I want to let our viewers know we are going to be uploading this video to our YouTube channel later, so we'll be going over the finer points there for you to review at your own convenience. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
All right, what do we have here?
We have the new G100.
Awesome, man.
Vlogging camera. It's amazing, 20 megapixels, great video. In fact, let's, before I get into too much detail, let's go into a little quick splash video and then we'll talk some more about the upcoming brand new G100 that'll be in store soon.
Awesome.
See from that little splash video, that's kind of give us kind of an idea of what it's about. But the G100 is a very, very nice, small, compact, ultra lightweight camera designed specifically for vlogging. But it also has the great benefits of a great still camera as well, as the micro four thirds system is well known for. So we have micro four thirds lenses that we've all known from Panasonic, a great system of lenses that we can choose from to use on this camera, and some amazing features that we're going to go over as we talk about what the great features are of this camera, how it can be used as a vlogging camera, and how it can be used for great video, or as well as a great stills camera. Its amazing size and its lightweight is what its main benefits are, as well as this new cool little tripod handle that comes with it. If you buy it as the full kit, gives you a tripod, as well as for all your vlogging needs. It's a great way to hold it. It's the way I've been using it. Push buttons for recording, and then also a push button for stills, and a sleep mode if you want to put the camera to sleep. Another great feature is this camera has what's called vertical video. So if you want to shoot high quality video that wants to be finally delivered for your smartphone, this camera can actually be one of the only right now that shoots full vertical video delivered for your smartphone in the quality that you get from a micro four thirds interchangeable lens camera. Let's go into some details. See my PowerPoint now. LUMIX G100, let's run through some things. So this is an expansion of our current product line. The history of micro four thirds, of course, has been, we were one of the first companies to kind of get it started. Started off with the G1 and has all gone all the way up to the S1H. S1H is now a full frame video camera that has Netflix capabilities as well as Netflix certification. Gives the ability of shooting up to 6K imagery. Kind of the top of the line of our aspect ratio, and basically is probably one of the top filmmaking cameras in the size and weight range that it is in. And of course you have the GH series, GH5, GH5S, G9, which is a stills camera, G95, G85, and now the little brother, G100, which almost all the capabilities of some of those big brothers, as you will find out as we move along. The beauty of this camera is what it's designed for. The target user really is vlogging, but I don't want to scare you away by saying this is a vlogging camera. I'm a still photographer by trade. I've done it for 30 years. But of course, when I get a new product, I've got to go out and play with it. Yeah, I went out and shot some vlogging, even though it's probably the first time I've really done that. But I really enjoyed working with this camera. It's compact, it's portable, the handle works very well. You can get in the videos. I talked about the smartphone connection. That makes it so easy to use. And it has so many features for whether you're a new person to vlogging or you're a professional filmmaker, you can actually do some things that we'll talk about with Vlog. That's different from vlogging. Vlog is a way of doing color correction on your video files, and we'll talk about that. But I love this camera just as like a small, lightweight travel camera that works excessively well with our full Micro Four Thirds system. So let's talk about what G100 really has. It has a 5-axis hybrid IS. So we talked about OIS, which is built in the lens, and EIS, which is electronic image stabilization, which is built into the body. I'm going to talk about OZO, which is the audio system by Nokia that makes this camera really stand out for how it works. It has the video selfie mode that I kind of showed you before, frame marker and the record frame indicator. Amazing LCD. I have to say this is probably one of the best LCDs on a camera to date. It's very, very great for even working in bright sunlight. It works extremely well. You can send images over a smartphone with a touch of one button, and then that amazing SHGR1 tripod grip makes this whole thing work so much easier. So here's the two pieces that I talked to you about. The body with one lens, that's on sale right now, or the special for a pre-order at $700. And on the right, that is the body with the 12-32 and the tripod handle, and that's pre-order at $750. EIS and the gyro sensor and the OIS. So the combination of electronic image stabilization and the optical image stabilization gives us an amazing, smooth, and very butter-like stability when you're walking or hand-holding. As you'll see in some of the videos that I shot later, I am not a super stable handheld person, but you can see in my video as I walk or as I handhold the camera, it is super, super stable. It's incredible how well the OIS and the EIS work together to a 5-axis image stabilization system. And I'll say it probably all the time, Panasonic is kind of known for that. So between GH5 and its image stabilization, which is groundbreaking, and all the way up to S1H at 6K video, amazing image stabilization we've always been known for, and I think everybody tries to copy and can't even get close. This is just another example of how well Panasonic can handle image stabilization. Let's talk about OZO Audio. OZO Audio is a Nokia technology, and this camera actually has 3 microphones, and then it has a multitude of settings that allows you to get the best audio that you need for your vlogging or your video needs. And the amazing part of that is it will either track you. So the first setting is, you can see industry first, tracking. It will actually pull where the facial tracking is going for the autofocus and work the microphone so that it works pointing that direction, basically. So with the 3 microphones, it then prioritizes whether it needs to use left or right channel or rear channel or front channel, and get the best audio that you need depending upon where you are, whether you're in the middle of the frame, left or right of the frame, or, as you'll see later, behind the camera. Auto will actually track between surround and tracking. Surround is, of course, covering audio in all directions. Front means it's only going to record from the front. So if you were recording, say, a band or someone talking to you, or say like a graduation or something like that, something that's happening in front of you, then of course you use the front setting for the microphone, so it's not pulling any audio left or right or from behind you. Or then, of course, as I mentioned, back, which you'll see an example in my video that I show later, it will actually pull the audio from the back, and you can barely hear anything that's coming up from the front. So you'll notice I'm at a beach, and when I use it in surround, you can hear the ocean and the waves. It's great, but you can kind of barely hear me talk about the beach when I'm standing behind the camera. Yet when I put it on back mode from behind the camera, you can then very definitely hear me very clearly when I'm speaking from behind the camera, because I'm in the back setting for the microphone. It's an amazing technology, and I'm very, very happy at how it works. So here we are, kind of talks about the sound pickup range and how tracking works. So it's based on the facial recognition of the focus system. So you'll notice in the middle, that person that the box is drawn around her face is in the middle of the image. And so the microphone is going to pull most of the audio from that front position. Then you'll notice left or right, the gentleman in the hat is on the right-hand side of the image. The microphone is going to take some of the audio from the right and some of the audio from the front and give you the clearest sound, since he is speaking from camera right. And then the whole, meaning it's going to take everything. There's a group of people talking. It's going to work from the front and some of the left and right channel and combine everything all together to give you the best audio of that group. Now, there are times, whether you're at the football stadium, hopefully we'll be there soon, or at the waterfall at your favorite national park, you want to hear all that, plus you want to talk into the camera, so you use surround. It basically collects all the sound going from all areas all around you. And then here we talked about front. I talked about a band as an example, or in this case, the person at the bottom that's vlogging. She wants to hear the audio that she's talking at camera. She's in front of camera as she's cooking, and that way the audio is only going to be pulled from the front and not take any external noises from the back. And then, of course, back. You're shooting something and you want to narrate what it is or what you're looking at. Here you can see the person is shooting forward, she's behind camera, and if she were to narrate the scene, then the audio would then be pulled from the back. And we talked about video selfie mode earlier. Here it is. It's automatic startup. So when I flip the screen around and face it toward me, it will automatically go into selfie mode for vlogging. Now I can turn that off if I wish, but if I'm a vlogger and I have my vlogging G100 camera and I want to vlog, it's great. I put it on auto, it counts down. You see that 3, 2, 1, you get going and away you go. It's great. The facial detection is automatically turned on and the auto sound pickup range is already set up. So it does a fantastic job. And there are also settings to clear the background if you wish. Those are other things that we'll talk about in a little bit here. Audio settings, so you can change the sound level and you can also display the sound level on screen so you know that your audio is being picked up well. You can adjust it from -dB to +6 dB. You can also put it on auto, or if you don't want any audio at all, you can place it on mute. So these are features that, as I was talking about, for a mid-range camera at $800, it has some pretty amazing, I'm going to go back for a second. It has some pretty amazing features. So even though this is a mid-range camera, you're able to display sound recording. You're able to display record level and adjust them. It's pretty amazing. Again, record frame indicator, that red border that I showed you on the back screen. Frame marker. If you change to the different aspect ratios, for say CinemaScope or high definition or social media, you can pick 1:1, 4:5, 9:16, or 5:4, and the different color will display on the frame marker, and you can change the intensity of that mask and show you exactly how you're shooting. And then vertical video. This is something very, very new to the technology. It's based on everybody's now doing all these audio or videos for their cell phone. Now you can shoot vertical video with a micro four thirds sensor with interchangeable lenses and have that image quality now able to be transferred to your phone for your vlog or for any other use that you want to use the video technique for, but giving the quality of the micro four thirds camera as well as the interchangeable lenses. Again, 1840 dot free angle monitor, so an amazing monitor. And an amazing viewfinder that gives you fantastic looks. And then an extensive lens lineup. As we all know, micro four thirds, and I keep hearing it, everybody says, ooh, Panasonic's gone full frame, they're not going to go micro four thirds. Well, here's the perfect example that we are introducing a new product. It's micro four thirds. We are very bought into and we're going to continue to produce micro four thirds products. It has been a standard of ours, and we will continue to do that. But we also have the Big Brother products in full frame as well. And we will still have point and shoots, and we will still have bridge cameras. Micro four thirds is not going away. And one of the other benefits of micro four thirds is the flexibility of lenses. You have one of the largest selections of lenses of any manufacturer with micro four thirds. And remember, you can also use other micro four third lenses because the mounts are the same. Picture quality. Like I mentioned before, I'm a still shooter by trade. So when I took this camera out first, I'm shooting stills before I'm vlogging. I'm not necessarily a vlog person. I'm not the vlog generation, shall we say. But I really enjoyed shooting this camera as a very small, lightweight, compact camera. I really enjoyed even using the 12 to 32 lens, the little kit lens. It does a fantastic job, super sharp, great stuff. I really enjoyed it. And then, of course, if you use the 12 to 32, you still have the ability to choose other lenses, such as 8 to 18 or a variety of the other choices for micro four thirds. And then here we go. Again, talking about professional features in a small, compact, mid-range, I'll be honest, low-price camera. We're looking at 2 and 4 times slow-mo and 2 to 8 times quick. Quick is basically like rapid movies like you've seen where the people in the place move like ants. So you can do slow motion, you can do fast motion, you can do all kinds of great stuff. If you want to shoot the look of like a Bruce Lee movie, then you shoot it 2 times quick, and it makes it look kind of comical. It's not the normal way, where you can go all the way to slow motion and go 4 times slow motion at, say, 120 frames per second. Pretty cool stuff. Now we're going to get into Vlog. Again, a professional feature built into this camera. This is for those professional people that want to do vlogging or video work, but then want to do all their color correcting in their final edit. So it gives you the ability to shoot a very, very flat picture profile, which gives you the most dynamic range, highlight to shadow, of your image. And then you then put either a LUT on it or do your full grade or color correction in post-production. It's kind of the way in which most professionals are handling their color. And so it's amazing to not only have the ability of Vlog to be in this camera, but it's included. So there's not an additional license, there's no additional fees. It is included in this camera when you purchase it. And then there's selfie effects. So 4K photo, as in all of our cameras, allows you to do quick capture and then scroll through. You can see little thumbnails at the bottom of the image of those nice little ladies. Or you can do soft skin mode. It will actually soften the look, and you can change how much variance you want of that, kind of like your iPhone. Filter selections, those are creative filters such as starburst or sunset or a variety of different filter effects. Background control, you can actually tell it you want it to kind of blur the background. It will blur the background for you. Slimming mode, and you have a shutter mode for groups. So it's a hand-free shutter. We call it buddy shutter. So if you get 2 people together and they get their heads together, once their heads are together, or those 2 boxes that are around their faces for facial detection get close together, it will actually trip the shutter for you. And then self-timer, just the traditional like we used to. Set the self-timer, push the button. You can set it for 1, 2, 3, or 4 seconds. It will count down and then take the picture for you. All kind of neat features. We talked about this. Send an image via smartphone with a single touch. So via Bluetooth, you can hook this camera up to your iPhone, press the single button at the top, tell it you want to select single or multi, select those images, and it will send those to your app on your phone directly, all but one touch of a button. Pretty amazing. Makes life really easy. So let's just kind of wrap this up a little bit. We're going to talk about you can do slow and quick video, you can do time lapse. These are all features that this camera is amazing at what it does and makes it an amazing camera for the price. And of course, a professional tool almost in a way. 4K 30 is a maximum at 25 frames per second or 30 frames per second. Vlog is included. That's a high performance way of doing color correction. You can transfer your images via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi with a single punch of a button using the Lumix app. Otherwise, you can transfer large video files via the SD card. You can do your editing, whether you do that in camera. There's actually in-camera editing that you can do. Or, of course, you can take the SD card, upload it onto your favorite editing software, edit it that way, say in Premiere Pro or Final Cut, Photoshop, whatever you need to do, and then upload your final image onto social media. It's amazing at all the things you can do with this camera very simply and very easily. Here's just to give you a general idea. Our S1H on the left, GH5 in the middle, which is kind of the average size of a micro 4/3 camera. But now Lumix G100 sets a new standard for a small and lightweight. You can see on the smartphone, it's even smaller than the smartphone on the right-hand side. Pretty amazing how that works and how small and compact it is, but how full of features that it really is. Here's the handle. The SHGR1 gives you a sleep mode, a video button, and a shutter release all in the handle, as well as being used as a tripod. I really enjoy using that. We talked about USB power charging. So if you get on the pre-order, you get the travel charger and the additional battery for free. That's the promo for pre-ordering the G100 before the end of January or the end of July. They'll be shipping near the end of July. Otherwise, you do all charging via the USB cable inside the camera. And that's covered our PowerPoint presentation.
Michael, thank you for the technical walkthrough on the camera. So a couple of questions right out of the gate. What are we looking at on the price on the camera?
So price right now at Samy's, we've got a promotion running for pre-order. So if you pre-order this camera, which will be available at the end of July, G100 with a 12 to 32 lens, as you see here in my nice little compact hands, is available at $750 is the normal price. There's a $50 instant rebate currently, which also includes the benefit of a travel charger and an extra battery. So for $700, you get the 12 to 32 lens and the camera. The next package that you can get adds that great little tripod handle that you saw that I've been using, and that allows you to do control recording, start-stop stills, as well as sleep mode on the camera. And the camera with the handle goes for $750, normally $800. With the $50 off, it's $750. Also includes the additional battery and the travel charger. The travel pack is a great way to do charging of the battery externally from the camera. Otherwise, if you just purchase the without the benefit of the travel charger or the benefit of the promotion currently right now, you would be charging the battery through USB directly into the camera, and you'll be charging the battery in camera. I always love to charge batteries externally, so that's why the benefit of the travel charger is fantastic. And currently now, with your pre-order, it's included for free.
Cool. That's a great promo. So good reason to pick up the phone, call your sales agent at Samy's Camera or Samy's CinemaWorks. Guys are in the stores right now and ready to put your pre-order into our computer. So they're shipping pretty quickly. You mentioned end of July?
End of July, we should have cameras in store.
Oh, fantastic. And a couple of features that I see on this camera right away. I know Michael mentioned it, and I just want to hit on them again. So the pain point of just shooting video and then getting that video onto Instagram or other, vertical 9x16 platforms. It's just an extra step for a lot of our filmmakers to take, and especially in this blogging space or video blogging space, it's one of the reasons a lot of people like to reach for things like the smartphone. It's just easier to shoot in that aspect ratio. They don't have to figure out ways to rig their camera sideways or run it through their editing software and flip the video on its head. The fact that you've addressed that in a camera with this beautiful micro Four Thirds sensor, it's going to show people that they can set their footage apart from the kind of run-of-the-mill phone video blogger by this cinematic quality they can add to it without really any extra steps or inconvenience with, kludgy additional editing steps and things like that. I mean, this is a really thoughtful release for people in this video blogging space. Another thing I have to mention on this camera, right now what me and Michael are doing, we're on a Zoom meeting right now, and I know so many of our clients, this is every day for them now. And we're talking to them about how they can step up the quality of their video conferencing, things like webinars they want to work on. We're talking a lot at Samy's CinemaWorks about virtual shoots where art directors can remotely monitor different productions. I think this would be a fantastic camera for that type of application. If you give us a call at Samy's, we can talk about the different capture cards and things you need to use a camera like this as a remote camera in the place of what would be a webcam or a lower quality source.
And just using a simple micro HDMI cable plugs right into the side of the camera, and that could give you an HDMI output directly then to your laptop or to your Elgato or whatever you use to capture your HDMI signal for your webcam. And of course, with the larger sensor and a great pair of optics, that will definitely improve the look that you're doing on your daily vlogging or your daily streaming that you're doing on your Zoom or your team meeting or however we're meeting. They're at home while we're in this COVID situation. So it's a great way to improve the quality of what you're doing at home and reaching out in a professional way. Just wanted to show another cool feature while we're at it. We talked about vertical video and being able to shoot this camera and vlogging style vertically. This hand grip works very well for doing that. But then one of the coolest features, of course, is when we do it counts down when it gets to recording. And then
great.
Look, you can see that red screen, the red square outline. That shows you that you're recording. So while you're recording, that red shows up. It's very intuitive, very easy to know, so you know exactly when you're recording. Pretty amazing. So again, it's in selfie mode, 3, 2, 1, then it goes red, and away you go, you are recording. It's a great feature for this camera, and it's a great advantage to know when you are actually recording or when you're vlogging.
That vertical video is such a cool feature, Michael. Also, that tally marker around the screen. I love how big this screen is. If you have this in front of you on a tripod, you're going to see clearly, that you're rolling, or if you're cut and you need to go over and reinitiate the camera's record feature. really just, you're solving so many of the little pain points that our customers call us with about how to use the cameras for self-taping.
Yes, the amazing thing is about how many features are built into this camera that makes your life that much easier to work with. And I think that's one of the benefits of this camera is being it's so easy. I'm not a vlogger, and most of my team is not a vlogger, but we're going to show you a couple of videos here, one that I did and one that my friend Sean did that works with me. Sean is in Austin, Texas. He's also worked with this camera and had a great time with it. So let's go into Sean's video, and then we'll talk a little bit about some more technical features, and then we'll go into a little bit of a couple of samples that I shot. Even though I'm not a vlogger and my supermodel canceled for today, I was able to get some cool little things to show you how this camera works and how the audio system of the Ozo audio from Nokia works very, very well on this system. Let's get into that video.
How's it going? This is Sean with Panasonic Lumix, and I'm here with the brand new LUMIX G100, about to head on a ride down to downtown Austin, Texas here, and really, kind of play around with this camera and some of the cool features that we've released with it. So with that, let's take this camera downtown and put it through its paces. All right, so we're down here in downtown Austin, Texas. I'm over on the east side now. And the ride with this little camera was awesome because, like I said, it fits right in my jacket pocket. I don't have to worry about lugging around a backpack to carry around my larger camera when I just want to go out and create and not be encumbered by all this extra equipment. As it is, riding on something like this, you're limited in the amount of equipment you can carry anyway. So now that we're here, let's take a little bit of time to talk about what is new with this camera. So the LUMIX G100 is the smaller, more compact variant of the systems that we offer in the Micro Four Thirds line. This camera is designed to be small, compact, travel-friendly, while still giving you a lot of the features that you find in some of the higher-end cameras as well. All while being in a small, compact form factor that still retains that front-facing screen, but has some notable improvements. The screen brightness is much brighter than what you've seen in previous cameras from this lineup, and the viewfinder is bigger and brighter than the other cameras that are comparable in its platform. So for someone looking to get an all-in-one camera that does great video, does amazing stills capabilities, this camera will be perfect in your bag. Now, expanding on some of those features, the LUMIX G100 is designed for mobile content creation at its heart. Now, what does that mean? That means that we've deployed a number of things for social media content creators in this camera that we don't deploy in most of the other cameras at this time. So that's the inclusion of a new technology by Nokia called Ozo Audio. Now, Ozo Audio is designed where it will map the audio signal coming from the camera into a three-dimensional space. So when you have the camera set into auto microphones and you have it facing forward with face detection, it will actually map the audio to where the face is in the frame based on the lens that you have attached. So that means that if I'm shooting myself in a vlogging scenario where I have the camera faced out and I'm holding it out like this, that means that I'm going to be able to have this camera record my audio while excluding the wind noise from the trees or the cars behind me. But we didn't stop there. We added a number of additional features like front-facing microphone, which allows you to have the camera facing forward as if you're recording some sort of content in front of you and ignore the audio behind you. And it does a really good job at showing how much isolation it has when you have it selected towards front. And we'll demonstrate that in a little bit. Now, we've also added a rear-facing profile for this, which is more for, say, narration type work. So if I'm filming ahead of me and I'm talking behind the camera, it will prioritize all the audio coming from behind the camera and map it properly so that audio that comes in front of it gets kind of masked out and you don't hear it as much. Now, if you're someone who still prefers to kind of just let the camera do what it needs to do as far as the audio internally, there is the auto function enabled for this. This will automatically change over so that when you have a face detected, it automatically goes into that tracking mode. But then when there is no face detected, it sets it up as a stereo three-dimensional audio. So kind of what you're used to already seeing in a lot of our cameras with normal microphones. Now, for the vertical video shooters out there, we've also added a number of capabilities for you as well. Namingly of those is that when you actually film with this camera in a vertical position, the internal gyro information is tagged to the metadata of that video file so that when you send it over to your mobile device or into your computer, the video is already encoded to be displayed vertically. Now that's awesome because that means that you no longer have to play around with rotating video in post, especially if you're someone who works on the go with a mobile device or tablet. Now, for those that are content creators where you know your platform's going to be square 1:1, Instagram's ready 5:4 or 4:5 aspect ratio, we've also built in a number of frame guidelines into this camera, similar to what we have in the Lumix S1H, that enable you to be able to frame your image while you're shooting it so you know where your safety markers are. Now these frame guidelines are awesome because they enable you to actually mask out the rest of the frame while having just those visible cropped areas visible so that you're able to actually frame on the go and shoot without having to question whether or not your framing's done correctly. So a lot of those features are really cool that we've talked about for vlogging, but I think one of the points to remember is that this camera is also an amazing stills camera. The Lumix G100 does incorporate a 20 megapixel low passless filter sensor that we're using similarly in a G95 and a G9. Now that means that this camera will produce amazing stills with high resolution and great clarity. And because it's a Micro Four Thirds camera, it's capable to use pretty much any of the lenses that are available for Micro Four Thirds as it is. Now, we've also added a ton of the other features that you see in most of the other Micro Four Thirds cameras as well. So you still have time-lapse, stop motion, you have all the picture profiles that are available in pretty much most of the cameras, as well as we've added the Vlog-L color profile for those video shooters. The Lumix G100 offers the Bluetooth and wireless capabilities that you're beginning to see in a vast majority of our cameras, but it takes it one step further with a dedicated one-touch transfer button. So after you've set the camera up via Bluetooth to your mobile device, utilizing the brand new Lumix Sync app, all you have to do is go into playback, find that piece of footage or still that you want to transfer, and click the one-touch transfer button to send it over in full resolution over to your mobile device. Now this is great for photo and video usage. Though 4K video can't be transferred at this time, 1080p video and RAW stills can be transferred. So now the last really cool thing with this camera setup is the attachment grip that we now sell with it. So in certain variants, the grip will actually come with the camera, so you're set out of the box ready to go for vlogging. In others, you can buy it as a separate accessory. Now this grip gives you the ability to put the camera to sleep when you're not utilizing it, trigger the shutter, so for stills you have just a great shutter release as well, but then you can also trigger your video recording. Now the grip does also double function as a small little travel tripod. So for situations where you want to set the camera down on the ground, you've got something set up that will work perfect to keep your kit minimal and not having to worry about a larger tripod or something else to carry with you. Everything you need to create a vlog or long exposure stills is all included right in one package ready to go. So if you're looking for a compact, lightweight camera that's feature-rich and light on size, check out the Lumix G100 at a store near you.
From Sean Michael, I love seeing that camera go right into the motorcycle pocket. You know, it's really going to be so worth it to people when they see the image quality difference in between something like a smartphone and this camera, as far as just that cinematic quality you get from the device. But the camera's just, you know, not a hassle to carry. It's so compact. I love that collapsible lens on there as well. That's really what makes that possible. It's a good choice on the kit lens combination. And one thing I love about Panasonic as a company, if you look at the breadth of technology that they're making, especially in the ultra high-end professional cinema space. Now, at CinemaWorks, we have a lot of filmmakers that are working on high-end pictures, you know, real theatrical releases that you might be familiar with, that are using cameras like the VariCam, the EVA 1, the new S1H. And as they innovate for these really high-end cinema tools, they bring that technology down to cameras that are incredibly affordable, like this G100, having this V-Log gamma, a flat color space, and people can use to creatively edit with LUTs and color grading, is such a cool thing to see in such an affordable camera package.
I'm not necessarily a vlogger, but to see that it has full Vlog capability for those people that are into filmmaking and doing their own color grading or color correction, or if you want to graduate into that, here's a camera for under $800 that gives you the ability to shoot cinematic video with amazing lenses, changing everything up, shooting vertical video if you want, tally light so you know when you're recording. It has so many features packed into this nice little tiny camera that weighs almost nothing. And this great little handle allows you just to be able to go wherever you want. In fact, I took a couple of quick videos I am not a vlogger by any way, shape, or form. I do apologize, my supermodel was out for the day, so you're gonna have to deal with me in some of these videos. But let's just talk about this little video that I shot, just kind of walking around here in my area in the California. Specifically pay attention in the first part where I've got the ocean and you can hear it in the background on the beach in Redondo Beach. And I have the Ozo audio set to surround. And you can hear the ocean and you can hear me talk while I'm talking into the camera in a vlogging sense. But then I show you the beach and I talk from behind the camera. You'll notice at first when I do that, you hear more of the beach than you hear me. You can basically hardly hear me at all. But then when I change the Ozo audio that I want to speak from behind the camera or to tell it to work the microphone from the rear, you really can see how the Ozo and take the video from behind camera and place it as the primary audio while still maintaining some of what's surrounding. And then you'll see while I'm walking through some kind of park area looks, you will notice that you can hear the trees rustling in the breeze because I'm on surround audio, but you can still hear me loud and clear, whether I'm in the middle of the camera or I'm right or left. So definitely pay attention to that. Let's watch that video now. Now we'll go straight down the middle. I have the microphone on tracking. So right now I'm fairly backlit, but you can see, there we go. Even though I have it on front, the microphone is in the front, but I'm gonna now turn myself to one side. See how the sound is from there. 1, 2, 3, test. And my dogs are barking in the background. And now I'm going to go to the other side. There we go. Of course, that's your camera. We go see what the dog does in the background. Now we're going to talk from the back, but I have the microphone on tracking. So even though it's on tracking, it still seems to be, as far as the notification is, it's showing me that it is reading from the front. Just pan around a little bit. Microphone is recording from the back. Redondo Beach, California, 7:15 p.m. Nice low light. Kind of nice to be out. New LUMIX G100. Microphone recording from the back. Test. G100 Panasonic. Our new camera. Vlogger camera. And this is set for surround audio. So right now I have the audio set to surround. And image stabilization, I'm using the 12 to 32 lens, face detection, and I'm on the little handle that comes with it if you order it as the kit. Otherwise you can add it as an accessory. I'm going to walk a little bit. And you should be able to hear the birds and the water in the background. The new Panasonic G100 with the 8-18 Leica lens on it. In vloggers mode, I'm using the Panasonic little mini tripod handle that has the remote control for starting and stopping. Face detection. This is with just in-body stabilization, as I have a lens that does not include stabilization. Pretty nice lightweight little camera, does amazing stills, and I'm on the surround or auto mode for sound. So you can hear probably a little bit of the rustling wind in the background, and then of course, really good recording of my voice. This is the Panasonic new G100 with the amazing Leica 8-18. I am set at 10 millimeters currently right now. And I'm using the Panasonic tripod handle. It's available as an accessory or as a kit. Pretty amazing little setup. I'm enjoying the camera a lot for stills as well as little vlogging and some video. Again, thanks for joining us. I'm going to turn it around a little bit. And I'm going to take you can hear my sound from the side of the camera. We're at Rancho Los Alamitos. Thanks for joining us. Have a fun day.
Cool. Thanks so much for those examples, Michael. One thing that really caught my eye there is I saw that you were self-holding the camera. If you wouldn't have told me what you were using to stabilize that, I would have just assumed you had some sort of electronic gimbal accessory. It was really, really smooth, but it sounds like that was just the electronic stabilization built into the camera.
Yeah, that's the electronic stabilization built into this camera, and of course the OIS that's also built into this lens. But if you'll notice in the second part of the video, near the end where I was using the 8-18, which does not have stabilization, you can notice that even though I'm using electronic stabilization in just the body of the camera, it's still pretty smooth. I am not in any way, shape, or form the smoothest operator of any camera, and from that standpoint, maybe that's one of the reasons I'm not a video guy and I'm more of a still shooter. But this camera makes me look professional, makes me look nice and smooth and fluid. And by all terms, that's kind of what Panasonic is known for. You can look at our GH series or our S series, and we've always been known for a butter smooth, perfect transition, very soft and easy image stabilization. So this just builds on that in a very, very small, lightweight camera with some amazing, really great features for a nice, affordable price.
Yep. And, having that steady, smooth camera movement just keeps people that much more focused on the content that you're creating as a video creator and not thinking about, your camera shake or a jumpy shot. Just another way how you can set your footage apart from the crowd when you use a camera like this that has so many features. So to all of our customers and viewers, we're very excited about the G100. We invite you to give us a call at Samys or go to our website and place a pre-order. We have that special promotion from Panasonic that's going for a short time. So we hope that you can take advantage of that with us at Samys. I want to thank Michael for his time today going through this exciting new release, giving us the opportunity to bring this information to our filmmakers and customers and viewers. Thank you so much, Michael. On behalf of Samy's Camera, thank you so much.
Thanks again, Ben. Have a great day.
Have a great day, folks.
We've been talking a lot today about the G100 and its capabilities as a video or vlogging camera, but I wanted to show you a couple of stills. Here in L monochrome D black and white mode, now changing to a picture profile called Vivid, which gives the colors a little more saturation. And then since I'm a black and white fanatic, we'll go back to L monochrome D, which mimics Tri-X film. Here's some cactuses. Again, want to thank you for allowing us to introduce the new G100 to you. And again, thanks to Samy's Camera for allowing us to present today. Get your pre-order in for the new G100 with either the kit lens as a 12-32 or with the 12-32 and the handle grip. Thanks again.